course, another question about the Raiders that we need to talk about now is Gardner Minshew or AOC, Aiden O'Connell, who is going to start for the Raiders? And here's what I'll say regarding that. And again, just a quick recap, Gardner Minshew was replaced by AOC. I want to say it was about the third quarter or so, or into third quarter, maybe the start of the fourth quarter, after Gardner Minshew's interception that he threw. It was the second one of the day. And this was after, again, several poor drives where really offense couldn't go anywhere, poor decisions with the ball. And, again, I appreciate AP for making this decision, but AOC, we just needed to see him come in and finish out the game because we need to know if there's maybe an opportunity with AOC. And what I would say is I think who should start for the Raiders moving forward, all respect to Gardner Minshew, who has flashes. But with those positive flashes also comes with the turnovers, the bad plays that are also going to put us behind. And we just aren't at a point where we can overshadow that. We're not a good enough team to where you make a mistake offensively, you give the ball over, and our defense can just hold the front and we can get the ball back. Granted, we've seen Max Crosby really pump up Gardner Minshew in week 2 with, again, that turnover to Baltimore where Max Crosby comes off the field and really pumps him up about, hey, you're our guy, we ride with you, and really got Gardner Minshew on the right track. Since then, though, he has a turnover in every game. And this, I think, was his first game of the season with multiple interceptions, I should say. And again, really turned the course of this game for us. And so getting AOC in there, he also threw an interception. He also threw for a touchdown, though, for what that's worth, was in garbage time. I'm not going to say either one of them are better than the other. In my opinion, it's a wash. I mean, I was saying Gardner Minshew should be the guy moving forward, and we can expect to have good games and bad games. I think Drew was on the side of he was okay with Minshew as well, just because he's a bridge quarterback. But, it's also kind of questionable if AOC can't win the starting job over a guy coming in from free agency. Bigger question than is AOC, or how come you're not getting better? And I think it's a super valid question. So with all that being said, I'm here to say that if I were AP, which I'm not, clearly, I would go with Aiden O'Connell as our starting quarterback for the immediate future. And I would even go far as to say look, let's just ride with him the rest of the season unless injured. And here's why. I don't know what we think our expectations are when it comes to if the Raiders believe that they can get into a playoff for the wild card. I know it's super early. We just finished week 5, week 6 is around the corner. Maybe they think that there's a chance, which legitimately, if they beat the Steelers, we're now back at 500. We really are now in the middle of it, rather than if we go 2-4, our chances are a lot harder. But a team, that feels like maybe that they are closer to a playoff team than a non-playoff team is, the Cincinnati Bengals. They're 1-4, and it feels like that they are 2-3 or 3-2 or whatever. And I only say that just to say, who knows, with some wins and confidence, and who knows what could happen for the Raiders. Again, I don't know if wild card or playoffs is anywhere in the future for us this season. But what I would say, though, is I think Aiden O'Connell is probably the quarterback that we should put in there.
Drew Code Sports Talk is supported by SeatGeek. SeatGeek is your go-to app for tickets, making it super easy to find the best deals. They even rate each ticket deal on a scale of 1 to 10, so you're getting your money's worth. And as a special thank you to our listeners, we've got a promo code just for you. Use Drew Code at checkout to get $20 off your first order. That's $20 off your first purchase, whether it's for the game that you've been dying to see or that concert that everybody is talking about. Head over to SeatGeek now, find your perfect seat, and use Drew Code for $20 off your first order. SeatGeek. Get your tickets to the action today.
I think it's time to see how he goes. We gave Gardner Minshew about 4.5 weeks. We gave him week 1 through 4, half of week 5. We gave basically AOC the second half of the game, and we'll see now how it plays out for, I think, at least the same amount of time. I don't know if that means we're going to play quarterback musical chairs for a while. I don't know if that means that we're going to sign somebody in free agency. That's going to make a difference right now. Because in my opinion, if we are going to be a team that's just primarily going to lose, just lose then. Because if that's the case, if we're looking at draft capital, which is what we're hoping to recoup with trading Devontae Adams, also again, the worse we are, the better the draft position. Because if we're one quarterback away, maybe we should lose. So does it matter who starts? Probably not. But if I had to say, I would say AOC should start for the immediate future, maybe the rest of the season. Who knows? If he gets injured, you have Gardner Minshew. I think that's where we're at as the Raiders. Luke Getsy, in my opinion, he might be a one and done kind of a dude because play calling has been awful. I will say, though, I'm curious to see how the play calling will be for Aiden O'Connell. I'm going to just assume that he's going to start week 6 just because we gave Gardner Minshew 4.5 weeks. Really didn't move the needle one way or the other. Had flashes, but also didn't. And I think they're going to throw in Aiden O'Connell to see like if he can spark anything, see if maybe we can get on a win streak or get some momentum. Because again, he was the starter for majority of last season and played pretty well to the final, 8 or 9 weeks of the season. So he did reasonably well for a rookie. And now in his second year, see if he can, I don't want to say duplicate it, but let's see if he can improve and work on that, and get better throughout the season. Won't know though if he's sitting on the bench, but if the Raiders throw him in there and we continue to lose, it just only betters our draft capital position, I guess, in the first round. Maybe we're in a better position to get a franchise quarterback where maybe we can actually get a guy that we can build around, which is what we were hoping for the last draft. Because the last draft had some talented quarterbacks. They just didn't come to us. I think we had picked 13 last year, and granted, we got Bowers. I'm not trying to poo-poo all over Brock Bowers' pick because I know a lot of people were upset, and now that he's kind of balling out, everyone's like, wow, what a good pick. But I will say, though, not grabbing a quarterback in the second round, maybe trading back up into the first round to get one, I think is what's also hurting us as well. Or at least not even thinking about signing a better quality quarterback. I mean, Joe Flacco is out there almost winning games right now in Indianapolis. I'm sure he would do wonders on the Raiders if we had signed him. Again, just throwing that out there, but that's what I would say. I think Aiden O'Connell, he's probably going to get his start, and if he does well, great. If not, I guess we should start thinking about the future. Like the next video I will probably do on the next episode will be more or less of like, who should the Raiders draft? Should it be Jade, or should it be Milton? Should it be Shador? Should it be Beck or whoever else out there? That'll probably be one of the topics next time, just because it's one that seems like we're heading down. So